Start off by reading you this because this is what today's message is all about. I want to encourage all the listeners to get involved, loving people that need to be loved, and do more and be more fulfilled in doing what God wants you to do. So here's what it is. This is a devotion from her book, The Power of Being Thankful. Today is a perfect day to bless others. Then there's scripture quote from Hebrews 13:16. And do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices, God is pleased. The blessings of God in our lives are certainly something to be thankful for. But we must also remember that we are blessed in order to bless others. Let me suggest an experiment today. Just think, I'm going to go out into the world today and I will be a blessing to others. Then get your mindset before you ever walk out the door that you are going out as God's ambassador and that your goal is to be a giver, to love people, and to add benefit to their lives. You can begin by smiling at the people you encounter throughout the day. A smile is a symbol of acceptance and approval, something most people in this world desperately search for. Deposit yourself with God and trust Him to take care of you while you sow good seed everywhere you go. Make a decision to let God work through you today. That's Joyce's daily devotion there, and then she offers this prayer of thanks. I am so thankful for the blessings in my life, Father. Help me to use what you have given me to bless others. Today, I choose to spread your love, your joy, and your blessings to the people I come in contact with. So thank you, Joyce Meyer, for that you've allowed me to use today. Along those same lines, Donna gave me a little bit more that I could put out there that's scriptural to show you what we're trying to do. This comes from Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 through 4. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others. That's what we're trying to talk about here. Do for others. Hebrews 13:16. And do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices, God is pleased. And the last one that I want to share with you is Romans 15:1. We who are strong ought to bear with the failings of the weak and not to please ourselves. So that's what we're weaving into the message today. And I'm going to do what I call like a little commercial break here. A song that I was hearing in my head today, and I went ahead and printed out the lyrics to share with you. I was joking with my wife when she prayed with me before the show that I sure wish that I could sing. Wouldn't it be something if we all know I can't sing, that if all of a sudden I was just able to just sing like just incredible music to you. But I can't, but I'm going to give you the words so I know that when I'm going to speak to you of these words coming from my heart, you'll get it. Johnny Nash, I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's going to be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here's the rainbow I've been praying for it's going to be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Look all around, there is nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone all the dark clouds that had me blind. It's going to be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. Well, Johnny Nash made that song famous. YouTube it, look at it. But Jimmy Cliff has a version of the same song that I love just as much. But listen to those lyrics again. Rewind this and listen to those lyrics, because that's what we're all really trying to do with our lives. It's just the pain is gone. Nothing but blue skies. Okay, so I'm really setting the tone for what I'm trying to talk about today. I went to 5 prisons, like I told you, and I invited everybody to join the foundation, with the concept being that we think that the first 30 days when a person returns from being incarcerated is the most crucial, critical time for them if they're going to succeed or fail. So what we want to do is we want to do kind of a one of those dating services, Match.com. I want to take returning citizens that are coming out of prison all over the country and match them up with somebody that would be very compatible as a friend to them, that will have a lot in common, that could be an encourager, give them a little, pep talk, get them moving in the right direction so that they don't get too down. I'll give you an example. If a person gets out of prison in Arizona and they like baseball, the person likes baseball. They like the Arizona Diamondbacks. Well, I like baseball. I'm a New York Yankee fan, and we're going to have a phenomenal year this year. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it. People won't like what I say. It's going to be a great year. We're going to go to the World Series. That's all I'm going to say. But say we got a guy up in Massachusetts that likes the Red Sox. Well, if I'm meeting with the online National Support Network, through the chats and the messaging and the emails and then the phone calls when we get to that level, with somebody that's very far away from me. And by the way, that's the safety net that we're putting into this. A lot of people do want to love other people and work with these returning citizens, but they're afraid to. Like I said, if 70% of the returning citizens end up not succeeding, people that would like to help them aren't helping them in many cases, because picture this. You're a volunteer that meets a returning citizen in a local environment. You have coffee with them. You get to know them. You help them with job interviews. You get to be their friend, and they start building a beautiful friendship relationship with you, but you may be their only friend. And so maybe something happens down the road, a couple weeks or a month or two, and they just, I use the term trip out. Something really bad happens in their life. They're not emotionally prepared to deal with it. You're the only person that they know has been supportive to them. You don't want them knocking on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning telling you that they're in a bad situation, they need $100 or do this for them or do that. It could be very unsafe. So what the National Online Support Network is doing is utilizing the technology that has so taken over the world with relationships. When you get into the Facebook relationship and you got these friends, I don't want to pop your bubble, but a lot of your Facebook friends, they're not really your friends. But what I want to do is I want to go into churches and other places where people really would like to serve and help others, but up to now they've been afraid to. A lot of people go inside a prison because of the nightmare that it represents to them, and they just don't want to be involved in personal relationship with people when they get out sometimes because of the fear factor. Well, we're going to create an environment where we can take a returning citizen in one part of the country, hook them up with somebody that wants to be there for them, that wants to give love, and let them get to know each other in an encouraging, friendly way to help them rebuild their lives. So as they join Right Thinking Foundation, the returning citizen, the next step is that as I get to know them and find out more about them, I'll look at the list of the volunteers that we have waiting to be introduced to a returning citizen, pair them up like the Match.com dating service. And so the example with the person in Arizona that likes baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks, I say, hey, I got a volunteer that's up in Massachusetts that likes baseball. Let me get him into the conversation. So I bring him into the conversation. It's a secure invitation that the returning citizen agrees to. So we invite the Massachusetts guy in, and they start connecting a little bit with baseball. And so here's the way the dialogue might work. the person that is the new friend for this person, literally a friend, he says, hey, I'm available tomorrow night around 8 o'clock if you want to call, and we can just get into some conversation. So the returning citizen gives him a call at 8 o'clock tomorrow night or Thursday night, whatever we say, and he starts talking about how his day went. And let me tell you, he's had a bad day in this example, and he just goes, man, nobody wants to help me. I didn't get that job, and he gets off in a really bad conversation here about how irritated he is about how the world's not giving him a fair chance. Well, the Boston Red Sox baseball friend, and I'll have to teach this to those Red Sox people, he shows so much love to this man in Arizona that needs support. And he goes, hey, listen, man, I'm sorry you had such a bad day, but tomorrow's going to be another day, At least you got that rejection out of the way now. Tomorrow you're going to get a job. And he even goes further and says, hey, I'm sorry to tell you this, but, and then they just start getting into some positive encouragement. I want to just say this. Today's show is, I'm hoping the point of today's show is real simple. I'm hoping that some of you listen will want to become volunteer advocates to be paired up with returning citizens with a safe distance, a geographical separation, take some training from right thinking, and be involved in the rebuilding of someone's life, with the main focus being to help them stabilize, and if they have a family, let their families get strengthened, and just all sorts of wonderful stuff. I've got something that I really want to tell you right now that's just, I'm proud to be able to say this. My friend Jeff Heiser, he's got his new website, I Think Differently. It's jeffreyheiser.com, JEFFREYHEISER.com. And that's where he has his new programs under I Think Differently. And the Connect 10 magazine that I've written for 10 months now, and I just want to thank you, Jeff, for giving me that opportunity. The February issue, every month he puts out an issue, and the theme is something that's kind of obvious for the month. July was freedom. 4th of July is in July. February, though, Valentine's Day. So it's kind of a love issue. So when I set out to write the issue for February, I got to thinking, you know what? I think I'm going to introduce the National Online Support Network through the magazine this time. And I want to read you the article that's come out right now in Connect 10 for February. It should be there now. If not, it'll be there in a few days under jeffreyheiser.com. Just hit the Connect 10 tab. So here's what I would like to share with you. And I'm just going to do it. Right Thinking Foundation's National Online Support Network. Quote, and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. End quote. The Beatles. From the song is The End, from the album Abbey Road, September 1969. Quote, so this is what you want me to do with my life, Lord? End quote. It was early spring 2012. I stood in the St. Bride's Correctional Center, Chesapeake, Virginia, looking up at the ceiling of the prison gym when the Lord spoke to me. I was participating in my first job resource fair. Since that day, I've been in prisons hundreds of times across the country, delivering my message of love, encouragement, and hope, and providing tools that help returning citizens have a better chance of success upon their release from incarceration. I've learned that the very best way to fight recidivism is to get to the youth before they go into prison in the first place. Recently, I met the Reverend Canon Wynne Lewis, rector at Christ and St. Luke's Episcopal Church. I heard Wynne deliver a sermon on agape love. I knew at that moment the Lord had connected me with someone that was going to become a great friend. Below is an excerpt from that sermon that Wynne has graciously granted me permission to share with you. Quote, for we in fact belong to one family. We are one in the Spirit, shoots of one vine, held closely together in a love that will not let us go, a love that will give us what we need. The Greek